Alright, let's get into something that I find crazy. So I have a huge Paramount collection, but what's crazy about my Paramount collection, probably maybe do a follow-up video just about my steelbooks, but I'm gonna do a video just about my Blu-ray and 4K slipcovers. Cause this is insane. There's like a ton of movies here, and honestly, I'm looking at all these. 90% of these are great movies. We're gonna start with the ones here, and then I'll kind of pause the video, go get the ones from my closet and come back out. But because I have movies in the closet, because there's so many movies I have. Look at that stack. This is just one stack out of three. Roman Holiday, Audrey Hepburn movie. I mean, classic movie. Not one of my favorite ones of hers, but why is this not? I'm gonna put My Fair Lady next to that because I have that 4K and that's also Paramount. I don't know why I had that separate. Adventures of Tintin, great Steven Spielberg movie. I actually found it's out of print now, but I have the I found the slipcover FYE. It's not a rare one to find, but since out of print the slipcover. So Interstellar. I'd never been crazy about this movie until I saw it was coming to IMAX movie to an IMAX screen. And the thing is, like Christopher Nolan movies, if you get the chance to watch them in IMAX, you should, because there's not really an incentive not to, because they're all made for IMAX, basically. Not like all of them, I guess. There's a few of his, like most of his early stuff isn't, but his stuff like Interstellar, Inception, Batman movies, IMAX is the best way to watch it. So this was really changed how I felt about this movie seeing it in IMAX. So that's Interstellar, which I love that movie. Juice, I mean it's a Tupac movie. I don't have too much to say about it. It's not like it's a movie. And then you got Team America World Police. I love Matt Stone, Trey Parker. This is a great movie. Actually, I've met Matt Stone multiple times and gotten his autograph multiple times. And I'm kind of debating, do I just get him to sign everything I got in my collection every time he comes back? Because if you don't know, he's a world-class Elvis impersonator, and he has done concerts in my area. And that's how I've been able to meet him and get him to sign my stuff. Wolf of Wall Street, I mean, probably one of the most important movies made in like the last decade, really on the finger on the pulse of a lot of things. Funny movie, great movie. It's like 3 hours, so probably not rewatching this one too often for me. But I also don't really like watching Scorsese movies very often. He's not one of my favorite directors because while he does make incredible movies, and I get why he's a big deal, right? His movies are always so depressing, and Wall Street is one of his like lesser depressing ones, but there's still a depressing aspect to it because you're like, this is so real and in touch with things, and it's a whole like kind of thing. So we'll just do these all in one go. I got my Scream collection, so I got Scream 5, Scream 4, or wait, I'm sorry, Scream 1. So there's Scream 1. Classic, obviously. Scream 2, my personal favorite. It used to always be the original, but honestly, Scream 2, I think, snuck its way up. Scream 3, I love Scream 3. For parts of it, but other parts not so much. Scream 5, I really loved in the theater, but not the same watching it at home. Scream 6, I didn't really care for. I don't have Scream 5 yet. I hated Scream 5, or sorry, not Scream 5, Scream 7? Yeah, Scream 7. It's throwing me off because I don't have Scream 4 here. And the reason why is Scream 4 is a 4K from Lionsgate, not Paramount. Just, something about how the rights work out. I'm not really sure. But, I don't have that yet because I ordered it from Amazon and it came destroyed, and then it ended up on back order, and I was like, I'll just get a refund and get something else I needed. So that's what I did, and I don't have it yet, so I'll get it at some point. But I don't have Scream 7 either because I'm waiting for a deep sale, because that movie is horrible, and a bunch of fascists are the reason it's horrible. Not to get political, but you know what I mean. if you follow movie news, because goddamn, that shit was awful. So yeah, I have most of the all the Scream movies with slipcovers, which I'm pretty proud of. But I will be okay if a couple of them don't have slipcovers, because I've lost interest in the Scream franchise thanks to the Ellisons and their terrible decision making. Friday the 13th 1 and part 2 in 4K. I have the big Scream Factory box set. I really didn't need to buy these, but I want them in 4K, and I have the Arrow Video ones that did in 4K as well. So I just kind of love Friday the 13th that much. I love them, so I have them. Do they look amazing in 4K? Do you need them in 4K? Probably not, but you know what? I'm a diehard fan, so I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Jackass Forever. I mean, it's a Jackass movie. I love this movie. I love the Jackass movies. Honestly, I should rewatch all the Jackass movies, but I kind of waiting for an opportunity where I have someone who's never seen them and we just kind of watch them all together and laugh our asses off. You know, my brother's in town. We should do that together. Anyways, got Titanic on 4K. Classic James Cameron movie. This was the highest grossing movie for the longest time, and yet somehow Paramount took forever to get this on 4K. Does that not just show you how much James Cameron's kind of just wasting our time doing stuff? I don't know, but it's a great looking 4K, great movie. So, love Titanic. It was kind of a movie that I didn't realize how much I loved it till they re-released it in 3D. Went to go check it out, and I was like, "Holy shit! This movie is like the GOAT, So there's that. Smile. I'm sorry. It's a decent horror movie. I don't have the second one yet. I kind of just been waiting. That and Sonic 3, I didn't buy day one. I've just been waiting for sales, and there just has not been great sales for those. And I don't know what it is. One day I will get them. But honestly, I feel like with some of these Paramount titles, they're so available that there's no point in me buying it until the sequel gets closer, because that's when I usually want to watch sequels to other movies, is when a new one's coming out and that movie's on my mind, right? So sometimes I just do that. I don't need to have new movies day one. I feel like older movies, it's a little bit easier to buy day one because some of that stuff's not as available. I love older movies I can have an attachment to or know more about because whatever. So I don't know. There's something about that, right? I don't need a movie that I just saw in the theater less than a few months ago. I guess Smile 2 came out a while ago, but you get my point. Once Upon a Time in the West, great Sergio Leone Western, classic. Almost Famous, maybe one of those movies that I should really love, and I feel like every time I watched it, I haven't loved. And I'm wondering if it's because I haven't watched the right cut. There's a bootleg cut. There's the theatrical cut. Let me know. But I love music and music history, and there's parts of this movie that just are amazing to me. But I just feel like I don't know if I'm watching the right cut, and maybe that's what it is. But I don't know. I do like Almost Famous quite a bit, but I feel like it's a movie I need to rewatch. And I feel like maybe when I rewatch it, maybe it'll help me be like, oh my God, this is what I've been missing, right? Until that day, I don't know. Trading Places. I mean, great, Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy comedy. Who doesn't love Trading Places? Chinatown. Oh my God, I love Chinatown. I hadn't seen this movie in a long time, and then this 4K came out, popped in, and I was like, holy shit! I forgot how great this movie is. Need to watch that movie more often. Super 8. I don't really like this movie that much. I think I bought this because it was $10 on 4K. I don't know. It's prototype Stranger Things by J.J. Abrams, and it's a thing. I think J.J. Abrams has a new movie come out in December or whatever. I think I'm going to review this before that movie comes out and share some thoughts, because I have some thoughts. Alright, we're past the first. These last two are into the stack, then we got another stack, then I got 3 more I'm going to talk about, and then we're going to move on to the stuff in the closet. So, Sleepy Hollow, love that movie, great Tim Burton movie. That's kind of when the era of his great movies really ended. It's the late 90s. I feel like after Sleepy Hollow and a couple other things, it was just done with him. Not to say he didn't make movies after that I liked, but man, I could talk about Tim Burton all day. I used to be such a fan. Wayne's World. I have Wayne's World 2 on 4K from Kino, but we're just talking about Wayne's World from Paramount. We're just talking about my Paramount stuff, but love this movie. Great comedy movie. I actually been meaning to rewatch this, and I think after this video I'm going to turn that on because I forgot that I've been meaning to watch that. And then I just remembered Anchorman. Come on. Love this movie. Great Will Ferrell comedy. Honestly, not a big Will Ferrell person, but that movie makes me laugh my ass off. Scrooged. Love Bill Murray, and that's a great Christmas movie. Very cynical Christmas movie, but in the right ways. The Truman Show with Jim Carrey. I mean, this is amazing. This movie is so amazing, and honestly, when I think about shit going on in the world right now and things going on, I think about the Truman Show more and more. Because Truman Show's crazy. It is so, like, ahead of its time and brilliant. Alright, let's... Addams Family 1 and Addams Family Values. These are great 4Ks. And I think if you're, like, a fan of the first one, this has the extended cut, which had never been released before. And that's just really cool. And honestly, Addams Family Values like took forever to come to Blu-ray, and then they finally released them both on Blu-ray, and then they did 4Ks, and they're great. So pick those up if you're a fan of those movies, because I know the people who love those movies love those movies. I'm not like one of those. I like them. They're good movies, but I don't know. I prefer the show, but they're still great movies. A Quiet Place. I don't have the slipcover for the first one, but I have it sitting with my slipcovers because I got the second one. I like keeping sets together, so I don't have to look for them later. So there's Quiet Place 2. I'm not a big Quiet Place person. I don't have a Quiet Place Day 1 yet. I think there's a Quiet Place 3 coming out next year, and I think my plan is, like, literally right before that movie comes out, I'll order a Day 1, like, the month it's coming out or whatever, and I'll add it to the collection, do a rewatch. I just don't need it until then, because I didn't love that movie. I liked it. It was good, but, you know. Pulp Fiction, I mean, Tarantino classic. I watched this again, still love it. It's still weird to me that the amount of N-word white characters say in that movie. Weird. Tarantino will never understand it, but, you know. Flashdance, love Flashdance. Fame, I'm gonna live forever. South Park season 26. I have the season sets of these, and but the season sets, like, they're 5 seasons each, and so when it got to 26, you know, they haven't printed enough to make it season 26. And I wonder if this is the last season we'll ever get on Blu-ray, because season 27 ended like last year and nothing. And that season makes fun of Trump a lot, and yeah, it makes fun of Trump a lot, but it also is owned by the Ellisons, who don't like dissent in the ranks. Again, I'm sorry I'm getting political, but I'm just mentioning something that's bothering me. I'm like, are we ever going to see that? And I don't think there's enough rage or, like, demand for it, because I want answers. South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut. One of my favorite movies ever. Love this movie. That might be when I watched it. I don't know. Should I watch Wayne's World or South Park? This video will not come out by the time I make that decision. So just note that if you comment, you should watch Wayne's World, you should watch South Park, it's meaningless because I've already made a decision. Long before this video comes out. The Lost City, Channing Tatum, Sandra Bullock. It's a fun movie. I've thrown it. This is really just like one of my movies of, like, hey, I'm doing some stuff, clean up around the house, and I don't really have time to sit and watch a movie, but I want to throw on a movie, and this is my background movie because it's a really easy one. Brad Pitt is incredible in this movie for the tiny bit he has, and it's hilarious. Pretty in Pink, you know, Johnny Hughes classic. Always confuse Pretty in Pink with 16 Candles. I don't know why. We'll save that one. Okay. My Fair Lady on 4K, and now I can put away Roman Holloway today. I want to make sure those are put together. Anyways, there we go. Oh, one of my favorite movies right here, Saturday Night Fever. Love this movie. This movie's a weird movie if you've never seen it, because people who remember this movie remember this, the disco stuff of it, right? But this movie is actually like a dark 70s character piece, and it doesn't get talked about in that vein, which is really odd, because that's totally what this movie is, and I love it for it. The Zodiac, great David Fincher movie, love that movie. Varsity Blues, love Varsity Blues. And then now we got the Tom Cruise Paramount set, which is crazy. So we got War of the Worlds, Spielberg classic right there. We got Fallout. No, this is Dead Reckoning. I'm sorry, Dead Reckoning. And then I got The Final Reckoning, which did not have a slipcover, but whatever. I got them both. And then I have Top Gun Maverick. And then we have Days of Thunder. I don't know why there's such a big Tom Cruise set here, but there is. So there you go. Now let's get into this next stack of goodies. We're in the third stack of this. This is crazy. I have a lot of slipcovers. That's why I'm making this video. Unfortunately, this one got a little bit beat up, but Mean Girls. Love the pink case. Love the vibe this one's going for. I almost want to quote Clueless and be like, as if, and then I'm like, nope, that's Clueless, not Mean Girls. You can tell that I'm a Clueless girly, not a Mean Girls girly. The Running Man, Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. You know, I really should put this in my movies that need to go video. This movie's not great. I'm going to keep it for now, but may end up leaving. Tommy Boy, love Tommy Boy, one of my favorite movies. Actually got that for like $10. Fatal Attraction. I mean, it's Fatal Attraction. Fatal Attraction is such a great movie, man. I had no idea what this movie. What used to be Paramount 4Ks were like $20 each. So when they put out like these really classic movies that I'd vaguely heard about but I'd never seen, I just use them as an opportunity to get them, because like $20 for a new 4K, I pre-order it, right? Was not prepared for it. This movie is, a story about like sexual abuse and all these things. It was like, oh shit, wow. It's a great movie though. I love that movie. Very powerful movie, very meaningful movie. Ten Commandments. Cedric DeMille's is like, masterpiece, some would say. This movie is not one I connect to too much. I grew up in like a very faith-based life that I left, and so like even religious movies I like The Prince of Egypt, they're not ones that I tend to go to very often. So not anything against them. If they're good movies like this one, of course that's important, but I have scars from some of the stuff that I went through, and I don't like watching those kind of movies too often, but I should watch that again some point. Don't know when. White Christmas. Love White Christmas. I actually saw this in the theater. There's a theater in my town that's like literally 100 years old, and they do a thing called Colts and Classics, where like for $5 they show movies from like September to from September to May, and then they do, and they're all like $5, and it's 2 every month. And so Christmas time they had picked some, and one of the ones they picked at Christmas time was White Christmas. Great movie. We got Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which I love this movie so fucking much. Actually rewatched that at Thanksgiving, and I forgot how much I love that movie. Reds. I haven't seen this movie in a long time, and I bought it, and I haven't really watched it, so I need to fix that. Also, very odd. This is kind of a classic, and it's Warren Beatty and all that stuff, and Not really sure why they didn't do a 4K, but they should. Um, Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Run Thieves. This was a movie that surprised everybody, and I went to go see this at Amazon Prime screen. I was like, "Holy shit, this is great!" And I ended up seeing it multiple times in the theater. I took my mom to go see it, and I begged her to go with me, and she doesn't go to movies with me. Begged her. She went. Thought she was gonna have a horrible time. She loved it, and this is just a good movie, and it's fantastic. And I love watching this movie. And anyone who has not seen this movie, please do yourself a favor. It does not matter if you're a D&D fan. I will be honest, your girl has not played D&D that much in her life, but that movie's great. Rosemary's Baby, I mean, classic. Untouchables, great movie. And then let's go through this stack now. Excuse me. Bumblebee. This is all the Transformers stuff now, I guess. I have the... If you're seeing movies like this, like Bumblebee or whatever, or the Mission Impossible ones, and you're like, where's the rest? Just assume that I have them in a box set elsewhere. Because I have all the Transformers movies in a box set. I have all the Mission Impossible movies in a box set. They're all there. So, yeah. There's Bumblebee. Rise of the Beast, which is okay. Both those movies are okay. I don't really love any of those. Movies I do love, though, is Transformers 1. Love that movie. Galaxy Quest. I love this movie. And next you're going to see a bunch of Star Trek titles. I put this next to my Star Trek movies because, of course, I'm one of those Trekkies that thinks that, this is a Star Trek movie and loves it as one. Undiscovered Country and The Final Frontier. I have the rest of the movies in a set of the first 4 movies. Paramount did this shitty thing where at one point they released like the 6 movie sets after they released a 4 movie set, and they released these separately. I still need to buy the director's cut of motion picture, but I haven't done that. I'll do it at some point. It'll happen. I don't know. This is, with my Star Trek stuff, I got the Kelvin Timeline Amazon exclusive 4K set. Only way you get these in a set was on Amazon. I don't know. Yeah, and now we can get back into the stuff with the slipcovers. Section 31, it's a Star Trek movie. Gotta have it, but this movie was disappointing. Michelle Yeoh just won like Best Actress, and this is her follow-up. Crazy. That and Wicked, and she Wicked was good, but the Wicked movies, but she was not meant to be in a Wicked movie. She could not sing, and that's fine for her, but man. Star Trek short tracks, love that. And then we have the Star Trek Prodigy seasons, because they did this weird thing where I'm holding these wrong. Star Trek Prodigy, they released 10 episodes on Blu-ray first, then they released the next 10 episodes later, and then for season 2, since it got canceled and they released it all at once, they just were like, fuck it, just get the last season on Blu-ray all on one set. But it does mean you have stacked disc, and that's a little compact in here. But at least we have all of the show that they decide to tax right off and remove from the platform. Very sad. So I do want to rewatch that show at some point, but it's kind of hard knowing that we're not getting more. And then I got all the seasons of Picard, so I have the whole series. Really, honestly, Star Trek turned 60 this year, the whole franchise, and I'm really thinking about going through all the Star Trek shows. It's something I tried to do before, but I might try to do it for videos now, and that will get me to actually push through it. Let me know if that's something you want. But yeah, now we're going to go get the rest of them. Alright, let's get into these movies here. Last set of them. Coming to America 2. This needs to go. I'm sorry. I'm just going to put that in the pile. Stuff that needs to go. I'm actually not even joking. Coming to America 2 is not good. Why do I have that? I don't know. He was just the completionist in me, and like, oh, I have to get a whole set, right? Because I can't even do it. I can't even justify what I just said. It's leaving. Sonic 2. I need to get Sonic 3, like I mentioned, but as of right now, I have Sonic 1 in Steelbook. But again, let me know if you want that Paramount Steelbook 4K video, because I have a lot of Paramount Steelbooks. SpongeBob, The Search for SquarePants, and Sponge on the Run, newest SpongeBob movies. The other one I have in like a double pack that didn't have a slipcover, and since we're just talking about slipcovers, I just want to do that. So, and then we got the Beverly Hills Cop trilogy, because Paramount released these all individually for first, and then they later were like, oh, we'll do a trilogy set. And if they'd just done the trilogy set first, probably would have bought that, but you know, it's kind of cool to have all the individual slipcovers, right? Because they all look special. Second one's the best one, but and slipcover wise, best movie is probably still the first one, but I do really like the second one. I don't know. Gladiator and If. And I do have the Cloverfield movies, but I don't have the slipcover for the last two. And this actually, I'm keeping this one because I know that someday I'm going to need to do a video where I review all the Cloverfield movies. And I don't know. I don't want to. I know it's, and I think it's on Netflix, but since it's a Paramount movie, there's one day where it won't be on Netflix, and then I'll have to seek it elsewhere, and I don't want to have to look for it, and I haven't. So, otherwise, that would be in the movies that need to go because Cloverfield Paradox sucks ass. Anyways, that's all the Paramount slipcovers I have. Which, again, I was not. I could do the rest of the Paramount movies, but I mean, it's just crazy that all these have slipcovers, and yeah, I'm just really shocked by that. Like, it's just a huge assortment of stuff that all has slipcovers, and most of it being 4K titles. And I want to show this because honestly, Paramount has not been doing a great job releasing stuff. There's lots of like shows that they were releasing Blu-rays of that they like Tulsa King. They stopped releasing Blu-rays of. Star Trek shows the releases are slowed down. Just new Paramount titles to 4K we're not getting that many of, and I'm sure it has a lot to do that their financial shit is not great, but they're trying to buy Warner Brothers, and that's a whole creepy ass fucking thing, but we'll see. But I want to highlight how great of a job that they used to be, and now we're kind of screwed.